Have your parents ever told you not to jump on the bed? Thank you. Not to jump on the bed or not to jump on the couch? Is that something your parents have ever told you? So when I was 8, 9, maybe 10 years old, my sister and I decided to jump on the couch. Even though my parents had told me before, I've gotten stitches jumping on the bed, but I decided to do this anyway. So we took these couch cushions and we flipped them around a little bit. And we pretended our couch was a diving board. We were jumping off these cushions. Nothing happened for a while, so we kept doing it over and over. And eventually, I jumped off and I rolled a little bit right into the corner of a staircase. Ouch. So, I ended up going to the doctor and getting a staple in my head because of the choice I decided to make. I decided that I wanted to disobey my parents and jump off the couch because I thought it would be fun. And so each day, we all have choices that we make. Maybe it's as simple as, what do I want for lunch or dinner? Do I want mac and cheese or do I want some hot dogs tonight? I don't know. Just depends on how I'm feeling. But other times, we have decisions of, do I look at that person's paper when I'm struggling with a test or I'm struggling in a class? That person sitting right next to you or right in front of you, smartest kid in the class. So it's really easy to just, he's got C, cool. And just copy his paper, copy her paper. And you pass the test. But the thing is, that's a tough choice to make. It's hard to say no when that test, your person's test, is facing you at the perfect spot. You can see every single answer. And so we struggle making decisions sometimes. Or when our friends are gossiping about someone. Maybe Jimmy over here did something crazy. And so all your friends are like, hey, guess what Jimmy did? He's going crazy. And it's so easy to join into this gossip. And you know what? Jimmy was your best friend, and he finds out he's not your best friend. We make tough decisions every day, and all of our decisions have consequences. So my decision to jump off the couch ended up putting me in the doctor's office and getting a staple in my head. Not my preferred choice of how that day was going to go, but each day we have consequences. All of our actions, all of our decisions have a consequence. And maybe, like me, mine happened right then and there. Yours might not happen until tomorrow, or maybe all the way down to a time you can't even think about. Our decisions have consequences, but we might not see them today. Maybe you're gossiping, and Jimmy doesn't find out for another month, or until the next year, and he comes up to you and says, dude, I heard you were talking about me, why were you doing that? And then your friendship disappears. And so, in Galatia, they're struggling to make decisions. Jesus has died and been resurrected, but they didn't have a Bible like we do today. They didn't have something where they could Google verses about wine and 5,000 verses would come up within seconds. They didn't have that. And so Paul is writing letters to Galatia, and this is what he says. You will always harvest what you plant. Those who live only to satisfy their own sinful nature will harvest decay and death from that sinful nature. Decay and death. And that's the NLT version. In the NLV version, it says, your soul will be lost. And in the NIV version, it says, your flesh will reap destruction. Whew, that doesn't sound good. That makes me want to say, Jesus, I'm never sinning ever again. I promise. Just don't let me lose my soul. Don't destroy my flesh. Like, those are powerful, crazy, scary words. But then he goes on to say this. But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. I think blessing and everlasting life sounds a lot better than harvest and decay. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have a big old thing of blessings, a big life filled with blessings, than watching my soul be lost because of the decisions I made. So I got some plants here. I'm going to do some gardening real quick. I got right here, the good seed. On the right side, the bad seed. And so, put an apple seed in here. There's already an apple seed in here. I'm not going to show you guys, though. Just trust me. And so, I found this soil. This soil took me minutes to find. It was so hard to find. And it's like the best soil you could possibly find on the market. So I'm going to add it in there. This water, it's the purest water. Can't even open it with one hand, that's how hard it is to get. But this water is amazing. Mixed with the soil, it creates the best nutrients for the seed to grow. That's the good stuff. And so I put it in with my plant. Just the right amount of water. Not too little, not too much. And lastly, you need sunlight. So I put my plant in the perfect spot for sunlight. It's amazing. It hits just the right angle, just the right amount each and every day. And so it turns into this wonderful, beautiful apple tree. Now this apple tree, I promise it's an apple tree. It's still growing now. But this apple tree has the juiciest, most delectable, refreshing apples you'll ever eat in your life. I promise, you eat those apples every day, you will never go to the doctor ever again. And so, this is the blessings. This is what you get from a good seed. Now here, this is just a seed I kind of it's like a sunflower seed. I just kind of found it on the ground. I was like, hey, this is cool, let's try and grow it. So I kind of just picked some stuff up off the ground. I don't even know what's in it. There's some rocks and other stuff. I don't know if it's going to grow. And I forget to water it. I'm a really forgetful person, so whoops, I just forgot it was there. And I put it under this apple tree. I put it under a bunch of trees where it's never going to get any light. So it's never going to grow. And so this plant, I harvest it, turns into this. That's a sad looking whatever. And so this is sad looking. It's kind of ugly. It's kind of really ugly. It's bare. It looks like it's got some death in it. It looks like it's decaying. And so what we see here, we've got blessings, we've got decay and death. But what does that look like in real life? Maybe you plant a seed of lying. You plant a seed of lying, and then you lie to your parents. You say, oh, I'm going to Jimmy's house. We're cool now. I'm going back over there. But then you go to the movies with a girl. Or you're going over to your best friend's house and you go to the movies with a boy. And your parents have no idea. And then they find out and they're like, what are you doing? Why are you lying to me? You're not allowed to go out ever again because they don't trust you. So you plant a lie and you harvest a relationship where your parents don't trust you. Or maybe you gossip. You plant a nice bad seed of gossip. And then you harvest a lost friendship. Now, on the other side, you plant a good seed. You plant a seed of respect. You respect your teachers. You respect your friends. And that harvests into a good relationship with your friends. These friends, you know they've got your back. You know no matter what you're going through, you can go to them. That's the kind of friendships I want. Or maybe you plant a seed of truth with your parents. Maybe you tell them you're struggling in a class. And then you need help. And then that forms a bond with them. So you plant a seed of truth, and it turns into a harvest of a great relationship with your parents, where you know you can go and tell them anything. And so what we're doing here is we're making choices every day. Some are tough to make. Like I know not to go to Taco Bell. I don't struggle with the decision of going to Taco Bell because I'm going to suffer the consequences if I go to Taco Bell. But some decisions aren't as easy. And so when we make the right decisions, we harvest freedom. We become free people. We become free from regrets and free from painful consequences. Now, you get the blessings. You're free from everything. If I wouldn't have jumped off the couch, I would have been free from pain. I would have been free from regret. But I did, so I had regret, and I had painful consequences. Maybe you're planting seeds of anger. You're really angry at your parents. You're really angry about the relationship you have with them. Or maybe you're really angry at your friend for talking about you behind your back. And you harvest this grudge against them. And that grudge turns into a relationship that just deteriorates. Maybe it deteriorates with your parents. Maybe you don't have the best relationship. But you plant the good seed, and you won't have that regret of maybe never, or maybe losing a relationship with your parents. So the goal in life is to be free from regrets, free from painful consequences. But what seeds are you planting right now? Think about your life. What seeds are you planting? Are you jealous of your friends? Maybe your friends have like this mansion and this in-home movie theater where it's like you are so jealous of them. Like they get to watch best movies on the big screen whenever they want. Or maybe you're jealous that they have more friends than you or they're more popular than you. Are you planting seeds of jealousy and harvesting that where you become bitter and angry? Are you planting seeds of joy where you can have blessings, you do good for others, and you have everlasting life? I know for me, I know what side I want. I know I want that awesome apple tree. I don't want my soul to be lost. I don't want my flesh to be destroyed. So what seeds are you planting? Just think about that for a second. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Just think about it real quick. Okay. You got it? Okay. So every day we make these tough decisions. And now your decisions that you make today, they might not affect you tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but you form habits. If you start cheating on that test, you're never going to learn how to study. You're going to just get by. You know, your boy over here has all the right answers. Why do I need to study? I get free A's. But then that turns into not knowing how to study in high school. And it turns into not knowing how to study in college. And then what? You have to learn on the fly, and you're probably not going to do great. So when we're struggling with these decisions, you got to ask God for wisdom, for strength, and for encouragement. So maybe you don't have the hardest decisions right now as middle schoolers. Maybe you're just like, I don't make tough decisions. My parents make me go to school. They feed me. I don't get a choice. I don't get a say. But one day you are going to have tough decisions. You're going to have to pick what college you go to. You're going to have to pick what career field you want to go into. You're going to pick who you marry. And so when you form these good habits, these good seeds now, and you harvest them, it makes these decisions easier. And when you get to those tough decisions, you pray. You seek advice because you know God is going to give you wisdom. He's going to give you strength. And he's going to give you encouragement. So what seeds right now are you planting? Bad seeds? This guy right here? Or are you planting blessings and everlasting life and amazing apples? God, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for allowing us to come together and learn about you. I pray that these students, as they go forward through their summer into the next school year, that they start planting the right seeds. I pray that as they go forward, that they dig up all the bad seeds in their lives, that they understand what decisions they're making, and that they're able to start making the right decisions, the decisions that bring blessings and everlasting life. I pray tonight as they go into small groups that they're incredibly honest with themselves and with their group, that they're able to share about the tough decisions they have to make every day. Maybe there is some anger. Maybe there is some lying. And I pray that they talk about it and they understand that that is a bad seed. I pray that their leader has the right words to say to them and that they help them have a great conversation. God, we ask your blessing over this night. We love you so much. And it's in your name I pray. Amen.